Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Agency Accelerator podcast. I'm your host, Rob DaCosta, and today we're diving into a topic that we've never talked about before and is often overlooked but incredibly powerful in shaping the success of your marketing agency, and that is emotional intelligence. Now, you might think that leadership is all about strategy and numbers, but without a strong emotional foundation, even the best plans can fall apart. Now, AskRobAnything, my AI coach clone, is an expert in this area, so he's going to be joining us again today as we explore how understanding and developing your emotional intelligence can elevate your leadership, boost team morale, and drive client success. We'll uncover the key components of emotional intelligence, from self awareness to social skills, and discuss practical ways to develop these traits. You'll learn how enhancing your emotional intelligence can not only improve team performance and client relationships, but also lead to better decision making and ultimately enhance your agency's bottom line. And by the end of this episode, you'll have practical insights and tools to enhance your EI, and that will have a significant impact on your bottom line. So let's jump in. I'm Rob DaCosta, and this is the Agency Accelerator podcast. As someone who has stood in your shoes, having started, grown, and sold my own agency, I know just how it feels in the ups and downs of agency life. So this podcast aims to ease your journey just a little by sharing mine and my guests' experiences and advice as you navigate your way to growing a profitable, sustainable, and enjoyable business. Now, before we jump into today's episode, I just want to let you know that the conversation you're hearing with me and my AI clone AskRobAnything is genuinely live, it's not edited. And if you want to have exactly the same kind of conversation where you can get started for free, just head over to ask.dacostacoaching.co.uk. That is ask.dacostacoaching.co.uk, and start chatting right now for free and get some one-to-one help for your agency. Okay, let's jump into the episode. So, AskRobAnything, welcome back to the podcast. And today we are talking about emotional intelligence. And I thought it would be good if we could kick things off by you giving us a definition of what exactly is emotional intelligence. Thanks for having me back on the podcast, Robert. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, as well as the emotions of others. This involves being aware of emotional dynamics, using this awareness to guide thinking and behavior, and managing emotions to adapt to environments or achieve goals. It's a critical skill in business, especially for leaders, because it helps in building stronger relationships, navigating social complexities, and making informed decisions. So, how critical is emotional intelligence in leadership, especially in the fast paced environment of a marketing agency? And can you share any examples? Emotional intelligence is absolutely vital in the fast paced world of marketing agencies. Imagine a leader who can navigate the chaos of deadlines, client demands, and creative challenges while maintaining a calm and focused team. That's where emotional intelligence comes into play. Leaders with high emotional intelligence can better understand their team's emotions, which helps in resolving conflicts and keeping the team motivated. This is crucial in a marketing agency where creativity and collaboration are key. The ability to empathize with team members and clients can lead to stronger relationships and more successful campaigns. Let's talk about a couple of examples. Take Anne Hanley, the Chief Content Officer at Marketing Profs. Her emotional intelligence has helped her build a motivated team, resulting in high quality content that resonates with clients. Then there's Scott Stratton, president of Uncrackable, who uses his empathy and understanding of client needs to create successful campaigns, fostering long term partnerships. These leaders demonstrate that by prioritizing emotional intelligence, you can lead a team to not only meet but exceed expectations, even in the most demanding environments. Well, self awareness is one of the key components of emotional intelligence. So, how do you personally assess and develop your own self awareness as a leader? And what tools or practices do you recommend for agency owners to improve in this area? Self awareness is indeed a cornerstone of effective leadership, especially in the dynamic world of marketing agencies. Personally, I approach self awareness as an ongoing journey rather than a destination. Here's how I go about it. First, regular reflection is key. I set aside time each week to think about my interactions and decisions, reflecting on what went well and where there's room for improvement. This often involves a bit of journaling or simply having a quiet moment to let my thoughts settle. Another vital practice is seeking feedback. I actively ask my team and peers for their perspectives, both formally and informally. It's amazing what insights you can gain from a fresh set of eyes. Mindfulness also plays a big role, whether it's through meditation or just taking a few deep breaths. It helps me stay grounded and aware of my emotions as they arise. For agency owners, I'd recommend starting small. Perhaps introduce a daily reflection practice or schedule regular feedback sessions with your team. Consider engaging in some professional development, like workshops on emotional intelligence, which can provide a structured environment to explore self awareness. Mentorship is another great tool. Having a mentor or coach can provide an external viewpoint on your leadership style, helping you identify any blind spots. Remember, self awareness is a continuous journey, but it's one that brings great rewards in both personal and professional realms.
Thanks for that. Now let's move on to talk about empathy because that plays a crucial role in understanding our clients' needs. So, how do you suggest our listeners cultivate empathy within their team, and what impact will this have on client relationships and also the success of campaigns?
Empathy is indeed a game changer in the marketing world. To cultivate empathy within your team, start by encouraging active listening. This means truly hearing what clients and teammates are saying without distractions or preconceived notions. When you listen actively, you can better understand their perspectives and motivations. Another approach is to foster an environment where team members are encouraged to share their own experiences and feelings. This creates a culture of openness and understanding. Role playing exercises can be particularly effective. By putting themselves in the client's shoes, your team can gain a deeper understanding of client challenges and needs. Regular feedback sessions where your team can gather insights from clients are also hugely beneficial. This not only strengthens the team's ability to empathize, but also keeps communication channels open and transparent. The impact of cultivating empathy is significant. It leads to stronger client relationships because clients feel understood and valued. This sense of partnership can result in more successful campaigns as the work produced aligns closely with client needs and expectations. Plus, empathetic teams are often more cohesive and motivated, which enhances creativity and problem solving.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I think I'm going to record an episode on active listening because that's a topic on its own. Anyway, conflict is inevitable in any team. So, how do you use emotional intelligence to manage conflicts effectively? And what strategies have you found most successful in maintaining a harmonious and a productive team environment?
Absolutely, Robert. Conflict is a part of the game when you're working with diverse teams, but using emotional intelligence can really turn these situations into opportunities for growth. First and foremost, it's about understanding the root cause of the conflict. Emotional intelligence helps you to see beyond the surface and address the underlying issues. It's important to encourage open communication. Create an environment where everyone feels comfortable expressing their viewpoints without fear of judgment. This involves active listening, truly hearing what each party is saying. Focus on the issue, not the person, which keeps the conversation constructive and prevents it from getting personal. Another effective strategy is to remain neutral. As a leader, your role is to facilitate dialogue, not to take sides. Sometimes bringing in a neutral third party to mediate can help if things get a bit tense. After reaching a resolution, follow up to ensure that the conflict has been fully resolved and relationships are mended. Remember, conflict isn't always negative. When handled well, it can lead to innovation and stronger team dynamics.
So, we've been talking about all the positive things of implementing really good emotional intelligence in yourself and your team. But can you share some of the common pitfalls of low emotional intelligence?
The pitfalls of low emotional intelligence. It's a bit like trying to navigate a complex maze blindfolded. You might bump into a few walls. First up, there's the lack of self awareness. Leaders might not recognize their emotional triggers and how their behavior impacts others, which can lead to misunderstandings. Then there's poor self regulation. Imagine reacting impulsively in stressful situations. It could lead to rash decisions and damage relationships. Inadequate empathy is another big one. If leaders struggle to understand their teams or clients' perspectives, it often results in miscommunication and frustration. Lastly, weak social skills can lead to isolation and reduced influence. Without the ability to build and maintain relationships, leaders might find themselves out of the loop, which isn't ideal in a collaborative environment. These pitfalls highlight the importance of continually developing emotional intelligence to foster a positive and productive work environment.
Thanks for that. Now, some might argue that emotional intelligence could sometimes stifle creativity if leaders are too focused on just maintaining harmony. So, how do you balance the need for emotional intelligence with the need for accountability and creative freedom and risk taking in your agency?
Balancing emotional intelligence with creativity and accountability is like walking a tightrope, but it's absolutely doable. Emotional intelligence isn't about stifling creativity, it's about creating an environment where it can thrive. By fostering open communication and psychological safety, you allow team members to voice their ideas without fear of judgment. This can lead to more innovative solutions because everyone feels heard and valued. The trick is to use emotional intelligence to manage conflicts that naturally arise in creative environments. A leader with high emotional intelligence can guide the team through disagreements by focusing on shared goals and helping team members appreciate diverse perspectives. So, it's about setting clear boundaries where accountability remains intact, but there's room for creative freedom. Encourage risk taking by celebrating both successes and learning from failures. This way, your team knows it's safe to explore new ideas and make mistakes without fear of retribution.
So we've now embarked on the journey of being conscious about training our team and our leaders on emotional intelligence. But how do we measure the impact of emotional intelligence on your agency's performance? And are there any specific metrics or KPIs that we should track? Or is it more about qualitative feedback from your team and from your clients?
Measuring the impact of emotional intelligence in your agency can be a bit nuanced, but definitely not impossible. The approach involves blending both quantitative and qualitative indicators to get a full picture. Firstly, you might want to look at team metrics. Things like employee engagement scores or retention rates can give you a sense of the team's morale and cohesion, which are often improved by strong emotional intelligence. A decrease in turnover rates or an uptick in team satisfaction surveys can be a positive sign that emotional intelligence is having an effect. Client satisfaction metrics are another good indicator. You could track client retention rates and feedback scores. If your clients are sticking around longer or providing more positive feedback, it's likely that your team's emotional intelligence is enhancing these relationships. Qualitative feedback is equally important. Regularly gathering insights from your team and clients through interviews or informal chats can shed light on how they perceive the agency's culture and the quality of interactions. These conversations can reveal the subtler impacts of emotional intelligence, such as improved communication and problem solving. Also, pay attention to project outcomes. Are you seeing an increase in successful campaigns or creative solutions? This could be a byproduct of a more empathetic and collaborative team dynamic. So it's about looking at a combination of hard metrics and softer insights.
What a fascinating topic, and found it really insightful. So I hope our listeners have as well. So, AskRobAnything, thanks for joining us today. Have you got any final thoughts on why our listeners should be thinking about putting emotional intelligence high up on their agenda for 2025?
Emotional intelligence should be a top priority for agencies in 2025 because it directly influences the success and sustainability of the business. First, it enhances team dynamics by promoting open communication and collaboration, which are crucial for creative work environments. When teams communicate effectively and understand each other's perspectives, they can produce more innovative and successful campaigns. Additionally, emotional intelligence strengthens client relationships. Agencies that truly understand and empathize with their clients' needs are more likely to deliver work that exceeds expectations, leading to increased client satisfaction and retention. This is not just about maintaining harmony, it's about building trust and demonstrating that you are invested in your client's success. Furthermore, emotionally intelligent leaders are better equipped to navigate the pressures and complexities of the marketing industry. They can manage stress, adapt to changing circumstances, and inspire their teams to stay motivated and engaged. This resilience is essential for long term success. In today's competitive landscape, agencies that prioritize emotional intelligence will stand out as partners who are not only skilled but also genuinely care about their clients and teams. This approach is a powerful differentiator and a key driver of growth and sustainability.
Thanks for that. And thanks for joining us today. Now, I hope people can see how useful a tool you are for supporting them. So, if they want to go and try and have a conversation like this with you for free, where should they go?
If you or your listeners want to dive into more conversations like this, they can certainly reach out by visiting my website at dacostacoaching.co.uk. There you'll find more resources and the opportunity to connect with me for further discussions on growing your agency with emotional intelligence and beyond. It's a pleasure to be part of your podcast today, and I look forward to engaging with more of your audience. So, this is Real Rob, just signing off for today. I hope you found that useful. Emotional intelligence is something that we haven't discussed before, but you can see how important it is, both for having a motivated team internally and also a happy set of clients externally. And of course, all of that together means a more enjoyable journey and an impact on your bottom line. So, something you should definitely be thinking about in 2025. Now, if you found today's episode useful, which I obviously hope you did, please do consider leaving a review, because that really helps the algorithm show the podcast to more people just like you. And I've even left in the show notes a description of how to do that. And make sure you join us for the next episode of the Agency Accelerator podcast next week. But I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next week.